The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at ItalianWinepodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click Support Us at ItalianWinepodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille.
Welcome to The Next Generation with me, your host, Victoria Cece. This is your podcast to learn about all the cool things Italians 30 and under are up to in the food and wine scene. And yes, that includes all the best things to eat. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Next Generation. Today, we are here with Michela Adriano of the Adriano, Marco e Vittorio winery in Langhe, in Alba. So we're taking a little trip to Piemonte today. Ciao, Michela.
Ciao. How are you?
How's it going? Where are you right now? Are you in Piemonte?
Yes, I'm in Piemonte. Actually, I'm in our tasting room. So nobody is coming to interrupt me.
Not yet. Not yet. Do you have any tastings today?
This afternoon, but this morning was free.
Right. It's 11 in the morning. But, you know,
yeah.
I wouldn't turn down the tasting at 11 in the morning.
It can be hard, but actually it's the perfect time to do it.
Really?
But, people prefer in the afternoon always.
Why do you think it's the perfect time?
Actually, the nose and our mouth in the morning before lunch, they should be more ready to taste the wine without our being already compromised from lunch or other things during the day. So, this is what I learned during doing sommelier course. And then I compared doing tasting of wines in the morning, in the afternoon. And actually, I felt I was feeling more things in the morning. But sometimes it's hard.
Oh, no, I understand. But that makes complete sense because we're so overwhelmed by so many aromas and like anything, even pollutants during the day from being out. I'm speaking from living in a city, that your whole, sensory capacity is that makes it a lot more sense to do it right in the morning. Though I know wine for people before lunch is a little bit like what, but you're bringing back memories to when I did a trip with Via. I was a coordinator for a trip, and we went to Umbria, and we had crazy days of like 7 wineries a day. And I'll never forget like the full spread in the morning for a tasting of Montefalco, Rosso, and Sagrantino, but like at 9:30 in the morning. So you're like I was definitely able to smell and taste everything. And I was like, I don't know how I feel with Sagrantino at 9:30 in the morning, but I definitely tasted it. I could tell you that.
Okay, super. I already see. Sometimes I had to do a tasting at 8 a.m. with the journalist that they only had that appointment time with me. And I was a little bit worried because I was like, come on, it's 8 a.m. But at the end, the tasting was really memorable. I really felt my wines that they were more expressive. So I was super happy about that.
Yeah. And I feel like everything like tastes and smells better in the morning. Of course, it depends on what side of the bed you wake up on. But I feel like there's the sense, maybe I'm speaking a little bit too spiritually here, but there's a sense of optimism in the morning, right? Like when you go for that cup of coffee,
of course.
Or maybe the glass of wine. I know it's just a tasting, but it's like you're really looking for the smells, and it's definitely more. It's kind of like how the morning sun hits you in the morning. It really hits different. Like you feel it. You're like, ah. So I don't know. Maybe this is something.
Yeah.
I think people need to talk more about this. Be a little bit less. I'm not promoting drinking in the morning. It's tasty.
No, we're talking about tasting.
Just to clarify, to appreciate wine and start early.
Yes.
Oh my God, fabulous. Well, anyways, let's talk a little bit about you, Michela. So tell us about yourself. How old are you? What do you do with your family's winery?
Okay. So I will be 29 this year, and in July there will be 10 years that I'm working together with my family, making wine and promoting it. Since when I was very young, I was always saying, I will do my parents' job. So this was always my idea. Then probably in beginning when I was a child, I was more imagining to me to be in the cellar doing the winemaking. But at the end, to me, working in the wine cellar is not super passionate. I just prefer much more the vineyard works. But when I started 10 years ago here in July 2014, just after the high school, I had to learn something on everything because we only make wine with our vineyard. So it was important for me to know everything we do in the vineyard, everything we do in the cellar. So first 2 years, I was totally in the production part to learn everything. And then because my dad and my uncle already were doing that part very, very well, they asked me to follow the commercial side because we needed someone to promote, like a brand ambassador for us. And so then I started to travel a lot, promote a lot the wines, started to do a very uh, cure the communication and a lot of promotion also to make people come here to understand our philosophy, taste the wines here, enjoy our cellar. So now actually what I'm doing is doing the general management about the winery, especially the commercial part and the communication part. But yes, if I still have a little bit of time, I like so much to go in the vineyard. I feel it just super nice connection, and I feel also very lucky because I don't think there are so many jobs like that one.
No, I agree. And I think you bring up a really interesting point about working in wine is it's so multifaceted. Like you can there's a place for everyone, and you also don't have to stick in that place. Like, you working in the more brand ambassador marketing side and then being able to be in the vineyards, like that's such a beautiful balance because it can be so
Yeah,
exhausting when
yeah.
you're too much in either side.
Sure, sure. I really feel that sometimes when I come back from like 2 weeks of travel and I met so many nice people because I had to tell that wine world, it's amazing for connection here with people because it's always amazing people around. But sometimes just to be alone in a vineyard, just 1 hour, it's super, super recharging your energy so much. So that, yeah, then I can find the balance again.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting in touch with the great babies. They're like, they want to connect with you.
Yes, yes.
That's so beautiful. And can I ask, I know this is a bit of like, not controversial, but a little bit, I guess, like a question a bit polemica, but like, why didn't you enjoy the working in the cellar?
Actually, I don't really know. I mean, I feel the working in the cellar more stressful. I mean, it makes me more anxiety because I see I can make more mistake. I mean, even this in the vineyards, if you do a mistake, you can compromise the wine you're getting. But I don't know. In the cellar, to me, it's more very, very tidy work that to me it's a bit too anxious. So in the cellar, I go to help our winemaker Giacomo. We taste the wine together to compare our opinion to see if the style that we want is there or if we need to do something. And that part, I love it because it's always super interesting to see from a juice of the grape how it transforms in wine. But really, do the work in the cellar, I don't know. It always made me a little bit anxious. I don't know why. In the vineyards, it's different to me.
It's funny. To each is one's own. Like certain things, like like some people are afraid of working in vineyards. They hate bugs. They're afraid to cut themselves on shears. But everyone finds their own place, and that's so special. I feel like you have honestly one of the best jobs, like to be able to travel and do the face forward, and then to step back and hide in the vines and kind of breathe from all the chaos that there is with marketing wine, which is a whole other discussion. Before I get into that, I kind of wanted to ask, like, can you tell us a bit about your family's winery? Like, what's the vibe? What's the mantra? What's the story?
Yeah. So I feel that we are quite lucky because we are a big family. our strength was always to be a big family. So this helped a lot us during so many hard years that sometimes this job you can find. And the other part that we are lucky is that we work with 9 people all year long, and with them we could build another bigger family. So I think when you speak about teamwork is really what I feel here, because everybody is doing a small pieces of the puzzle, but at the end this puzzle is really big, and you can see that is worth of it. At the end, you when you find the result and you just share a bottle of wine all together after a long day of work, you can really see that everybody is satisfied and happy. So I think this part of the family was always something very, very important for us, that everybody could feel. Also, what we're lucky is the place where we are. So actually, my grandparents, they were sharecropper. In Italian, in Piemonte, we say mezzadri. They were working like farmers. Someone has land and they were getting paid not with money, but with the product they were making. In the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s, it was super common to be like that. But they were a little bit worried because the condition of their life wasn't very, very nice. And so they wanted to give a better future for the kids. And so that's why we are here, because in 68, they were super, super brave because they decided to make a loan with the bank and buy their first cascina. So when we say cascina, it's always some land with a house, mostly like a farm. And so they started here with the vineyard selling grapes. And their example was really like everybody together, small pieces, day by day, step by step, you can really make something big. Because after they work for 10 years with the vineyard selling grapes, then they grow their kids, and 2 of them, Mark and Vittorio, that you now find in the name of our company, decide to keep going this business and start to make wine. So this year we're celebrating 30 years anniversary of our cellar. And I think this celebration will be a nice event that I want to say thank you to my grandparents, because if it wasn't for them, that day they started with zero, with nothing, we won't be here. And their huge example to me was like really that even if you don't have nothing, if you have a good team behind and everybody make his own piece, this small piece, step by step, you can really build something good and big.
That's so beautiful. That's so special.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's like, yeah. And to have that family legacy, something so precious. I mean, of course I understand why you wanted to be part of the family business before, but now it resonates even more because it's continuing to build that piece into the future for the next 30 years, which obviously, as you working in brand ambassador marketing side, you see, is a completely different animal now than the past 30 years, because
yes,
Piemonte has changed. I mean, not just Piemonte, but the wine industry internationally has changed.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local food, and taking in the scenery. Now back to the show.
So how do you, as someone, the next generation, carrying on this legacy, how do you see like the future forward in bringing that, especially bringing your wines and introducing your wines to other young people like yourself?
So what I feel on me is that in the past, like we said, my grandparents, my family, my dad, my uncle, my mom, and my aunt, they did so many sacrifices. They worked so hard to build this. They never had the time to give value of what they did. So I feel like I have a mission, and I think my mission is to give value of what they did in the past. And so this is what I'm working also on, promoting communication, because I think we're lucky that now Langhe, where we are in Piemonte, it's a super, super nice area, a wine area with so many different wineries all together. And I think the new generation, like I am, mission is really to give the value and preserve what the other generation did in the past. So when I see young people, I just want that they understand that it's not something that you drink. Of course, it's something you drink, but I think it's important that they go back on the history of why the wine was made. That wine is something that you share with your family, with friends. It's something that goes with food very well. It's good to drink with food because it's also better for your health. I just want that they understand it's not something only a drink, but it's part of a culture. And wine is culture to me, and it can tell you so many stories. So it's something that can really goes behind the glass. You can discover so many interesting things.
That's really true. It's a beautiful metaphor, because there's so much history in any wine, in every bottle of wine you produce. And I feel like this makes me want to ask, if we were to sit at a table together and you were to introduce me this story of your family, what wine would you pick, and which maybe food dish would you pick to go with it?
Okay, to me this is a super easy question.
Okay.
Because the wine and the food already came in my
Fantastic.
mind. So I'm imagining us around the table, of course, with a bottle of Dolcetto d'Alba that we name it Aldo. Aldo is my grandfather's name that I just call him Nonno Aldo, of course, because Dolcetto d'Alba, I think it's the wine of tradition. So here in Piemonte, now what is super famous is, of course, Nebbiolo grape with Barolo, Barbaresco, and Roero, these wines. But actually, these wines are telling a story of a farm area. And the farmers used to drink so much of Dolcetto wine. And even my grandfather, now he's 92, he's still drinking 1 glass for lunch of Dolcetto and 1 glass for night. And if he doesn't have Dolcetto, he can get very angry. So Dolcetto is the wine. So some people still saying that too, if you are real Piemontese and you cut a vein, you don't have blood coming out, but you have Dolcetto. So I think this thing is super, super true, because Dolcetto was really part of a culture, and is I think a very interesting wine to try, because in Piemonte you can find so many different characteristics in Dolcetto. Imagine that still now we still have 10 different appellations always made with Dolcetto, because it's a grade that is very well in different areas, but of course making different wines. And so to me, Dolcetto is really telling the story of Piemonte, of the tradition, and it's the perfect wine to put on the table with food, because it's always good from the starter to a plate of pasta or something else. But I think the perfect thing is to do merenda sinoira with that. So we can say merenda sinoira is grandparents of aperitivo, because in Piemonte they used to do this merenda sinoira that was like at 6 p.m. just having some salami that every family was making, of course, with some tuma, that is our typical cheese, some good bread. Everybody was making this in the family just to cut and offer to your host and open a bottle of Dolcetto. And I think that match is super traditional, also very easy, but super, super, super satisfying, and so enjoying with your friend to just start to chat, enjoy the night, enjoy a glass of Dolcetto and some salami and tuma.
I mean, what else do you want? And I have to say, I'm so happy you brought up Dolcetto, because I feel like Dolcetto needs so much. I mean, people know about Dolcetto. It's not that it's, completely unknown, but it definitely sometimes like gets a little, lost behind, like you're saying, like Nebbiolo or even Barbera. Like I feel like I love Barbera, but like I feel like people are more to say, that's like the Piemontese, like, staple. But Dolcetto really is like I love that analogy you gave. If you cut the vein open, it would be Dolcetto. Oh my god, that's fantastic! And now I really want to meet Nonno Aldo. I mean, he sounds like the best guy. Like, and it's so relatable that he gets mad if he doesn't have his wine. I feel like I'm sitting at the table and I need to come visit you and have this merenda together and experience all the good things. Because also you're in Cuneo, which is famous for cheese. you guys have it all. Do you have like a favorite cheese?
Yeah.
Me too.
This is hard question. Actually, I love cheese in general. I think my favorite cheese are goat cheese. So, but I mean, I'm happy anywhere, anytime with cheese.
Is there a lot of goat cheese there, or is it mostly like cow milk cheese?
Most of the time around here, it's a mixed cheese. So sometimes you have sheep, goat, and cow together. Some of the typical cheese you can have, it is like Raschera or Tome Piemontese. Sometimes, most of the times it's cow milk. It depends a little bit on the area. Like there are two small villages in Alta Langhe. Like one of them is called Murazzano. That small village is super famous to have a small cheese made with goat cheese that I think it's always super, super, super tasty. So it depends, but yeah, we are lucky because all around here in the hills, but also then in the Alps, in the mountains, that it's only 1.5 hours to drive far from here. There are so many different type of cheese and very high quality.
Wow, look at that. To everyone listening, we just gave you the trip idea of a lifetime. You're going to go to Alba. You're going to go visit Michela at her family winery, and you're going to have amazing tasting at 8 a.m. And then you're going to go and pick up all the cheese of your dreams, hang out with the sheep, the goats, do whatever, maybe yoga. People do goat yoga. And then you're going to have a beautiful time in Piemonte. Like, come on, there's nothing else you want. I can't think of anything better.
Yeah. And if anybody needs any recommendation, where to stay, where to eat, just ask, and I would be super happy to give you my favorite spot.
Amazing. Well, Michela, it was so wonderful chatting with you today. It was really nice to get to know you and your story and talk about cheese for a minute. Finishing on cheese is like the best. Starting and finishing on cheese.
Of course.
That's life. And I wish you all the best with everything. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Victoria. It was a pleasure to have this chat with you, and I hope to see you soon here.
Yes, I will. I need to plan my trip to the Langhe. I think I said this like very recently, and it's been a long time coming, but I'm planning it. It's going to happen. I will let you know.
Perfect. I'll wait for you.
All right. Well, have a beautiful rest of your day. And to everyone listening, you too. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me on the Italian Wine Podcast every Sunday and anywhere you can get your pods.